Hail! Goat versus fish! Hail! Goat versus fish! Hail! Goat versus fish! Hail! Goat versus fish! Hail! All hail the goat! All hail! All hail the fish! All hail! All hail the goat! All hail! All hail the fish! Celebration for another metal morning motivational Deadstream. Where GoatVsFish and music by Sanshine cover the Hell's Hero Metal Fest in the extreme. And that was a Sanshine rendition of All Hail the Goat by Hellripper. Celebration. GoatVsFish saw Hellripper at Hell's Heroes 7, and this versus was Hell's Heroes 8. But with the verses like All Hail the Goat, Uncle Buck streams with 100. Celebration! Celebration for 100 from Uncle Buck stream. Appreciation. Goat from Uncle Buck stream. Celebration. Let's hail Uncle Buck. All hail! Hail Uncle Buck! All hail! Hail Uncle Buck! Hail Uncle Buck! Uncle Buck with one buck for goat! All hail the goat! All hail the goat! Celebration! Sanshine, how are we feeling this morning?
I'm feeling pretty metal right now, as opposed to smooth jazz.
Well, celebration. Celebration, not a live stream, but a dead stream. Who have we got in the verses? We've got Uncle Buck, we've got the Uncle Bo, we've got BBDH187, we've got Lucid Nap. Welcome to GoatVsFish. We've got the Uncle Bo. We've got Bud Morgan. We've got BBDH187. We've got this piece of wisdom to remind you, Goat and Fish. And it goes like this. This is fine. 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 On the previous Metal Morning Motivational Deadstream, Goat did triumph, putting Goat at a streak of 2. And now Goat vs. Fish. Now that we have viewed the reckoning of Goat vs. Fish, we presentation unto you the Goat vs. Fish Musication Vessel Sanshine! From whence come all of these flames of illumination? From the very sunshine itself! Sanshine has been versing hard on the metal tunage. Just for your listening displeasure. Hail! All hail the goat! Sanshine, are you goat or fish?
I'm fish.
Hail the fish! All hail the fish!
Blub, blub, blub.
All hail the fish!
Blub, 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 blub. Blub.
Celebration for fish! Celebration for fish!
Celebration.
And all hail goat versus fish! All hail goat versus fish! Are you dead? Are you dead? Well, if you're not, then get out of bed or stay there for all we care. Because here on the Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational, we wake up so you don't have to. Get your caffeination, get your hydration, get your inebriation. It's time for celebration. It's time for celebration with the Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational Deadstream number 48, going on 50. And we're feeling great, this verse is. Goat vs. Fish did the Ding Dong show last night at the Comedy Store Los Angeles. And Goat vs. Fish will be on the Netflix Is a Joke Fest on May the 4th. On May the 4th, be with you. 11:30 p.m. at the Comedy Store Los Angeles, the Ding Dong Show. Netflix Is a Joke, the Ding Dong Show. We're looking at you, the Uncle Bo. Come see Goat vs. Fish on Netflix Is a Joke at the Ding Dong Show, Monday, May 4th, 10:30 p.m. at the Comedy Store Los Angeles. Tickets are free, but there's only so many left. I'll see you there. Let's clear the verses. Let's clear the verses. Time to let old things go. Time to let old things go. We had Saturn. Last verse is coming in and giving us many goat subscriptions. We had Wow Mom with Tier 2 subscription to Goat vs. Fish. Saturn with 3 months in advance for Goat vs. Fish. The Goat came out on top. 23 versus American dollars for Goat. Big reveal. The fish, there were more fish than Goat. Fish managed to get 1 versus. The fence sitter. The stick got modestly long. Will the fence sitter fence the verses this verses? Or will it be a triumph for Goat, or will it be a triumph for Fish? On you depends this. Old verses, be gone! When you declare goat or fish. When you tip for Goat vs. Fish with exclamation point tip. When you are a live streamer and you raid Goat vs. Fish. When you win a poll for Goat or Fish, which is done in the chat. There's a poll going on YouTube right now, and there will be others on Twitch as well. All of these ways of supporting the congregation of Goat vs. Fish will be recorded, counted, to determine if Goat continues on a streak of 3 triumphs, or will it be taken by Fish? Will we have a surprise unification? Will the versus get fenced? We don't even want to ponder if the versus is going to get fenced. Not during the metal morning motivations. Not this versus. Of all verses, not this versus. And as of this versus, BBDH187 has been following Goat vs. Fish on Twitch for 5 years. Goat and Fish. It's been 5 years of live streams of Goat vs. Fish. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Can you believe this? It's been 5 months of Goat vs. Fish. It's been about 3 months, almost 4 of Morning Motivational, about 3 months, almost 4 of Sanshine on the Morning Motivational with Goat vs. Fish. But Goat vs. Fish first streamed on Twitch 5 years ago.
Whoa.
Or more, perhaps. It's Bud Morgan's 5-year anniversary and Celebration Thunder Tracks for joining Goat vs. Fish. And Celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat. Lucid Nap Goat. While we're waiting for the board to dry, it's time for our morning celebrations. It's time for our morning celebrations. Morning celebration time. Get ready, Goat and Fish. It's time for our metal morning celebrations. It's time for metal morning celebrations. Remember, before you start your mosh, to get nice and limber, So here we go. Get your feet shoulder width apart. Pointed slightly outwards. Get your fins extended, And overhead. Goat vs. Fish with the cutoff. We start like this. And down we go. Go out and big, and celebration! Join Goat vs. Fish. Let's do 10. Celebration! Celebration 3, are you with me? Celebration more! Have you heard of the band Goator? Celebration 5! You're alive. Celebration 6! Celebration 7! Celebration 8! Celebration 9, you're doing fine. Celebration 10! let's do it again. Let's do it again. One bonus versus. For the goat, for the fish, for the metal. Celebration! And now that we've limbered up, Goat and Fish, it's time. It's time to do our morning mosh. Morning mosh. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Sanshine is burning their very fingers, burning their very wrists off. For your motivation, for your morning motivational this versus Sanshine, let GoatVsFish tell you that GoatVsFish is feeling double the power, double the energy, double the celebration, all in appreciation of Sanshine. Make some noise for Sanshine. Make some noise for Sanshine. Make some noise for Sanshine. Say Sanshine. Tell us now, many out there, they would say, oh, I am but a humble, Berkeley-educated jazz guitarist. I don't know if I could learn something entirely new like metal musications. How did you find the motivation and inspiration to just try to play something new here on the morning motivational Deadstreams of GoatVsFish?
I've played metal on occasion before, but not as much as jazz and the other stuff I usually do. But yeah, it helps to have people who like metal to get the metal out of me. Although my hands, I can only play metal for so long before my hands start to give in. And I need my hands for the other jazz and very soft, pillowy, fluffy, pre-K stuff that I do. Celebration. Yay!
We heard that you are inspired for metal musications when you are surrounded by those who enjoy metal.
Yeah.
And GoatVsFish, we are inspired to give you the morning motivational when we are surrounded by a glorious congregation such as yourselves. So celebration for your inspiration of Sanshine, and celebration for your inspiration of GoatVsFish, and celebration for your motivation of one another here in the congregation of GoatVsFish. We have Brian Belmont 87, Slayer of the Dead, who said, Woot, cheers, chummers from Reykjavik, Iceland. You start doing metal live streams, and suddenly you get all kinds of viewers from Reykjavik, Iceland. Alexander Dubious says, celebration for all motivation. Bud Morgan says, can the fish drop it like it's hot? We're sure they can. Uncle Buckstream says, religion is a scam until it comes to goat versus fish. Homie, celebration, celebration, celebration. Goat vs. Fish hopes to become a 501c3 nonprofit religious organization. So there may still be time for Goat vs. Fish to become a scam yet. Thanks. Thanks, Stonks. Oh, no. The chalk is broken. Oh, my verses. Goatus Redding. Hexy the Virus, celebration, Hexy the Virus. Well, we've got verses to count. One verses we want to count. Well, let's count the verses. We're going to get into Hell's Heroes coverage once again. But how are we not going to start Goat versus Fish without counting the goat and fish? You're all here now. You want to get your verses recorded. We will have no further hesitation. So, goat and fish. The verses comes to you now. You've got a lot of things to do today, don't you? Or perhaps you have nothing planned. But whether it's nothing or something, they go hand in hand. Maybe you could wash that fish. Maybe you could feed that goat. But whether you're making all the decisions from now or even none, let us begin the verses with just one. Getting off the fence, finding your motivation. If you feel you have none, then start with this question of one. And that question of one is, goat or fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Whether you are watching on Twitch or watching on YouTube, dear congregation, it's time for our morning declarations. Are you goat or are you fish? We will be counting the goat, we'll be counting the fish, we'll be counting your contributions with bits or exclamation tip. Use exclamation tip if you want to circumvent Fence Bezos and have a larger percentage of your profits going directly to goat versus fish. Your subscriptions, be they your own or be they gifts, will count in the verses. All of your methods of support count towards goat versus fish. So are you goat or are you fish? We've got Lucid Nap with goat. We've got Lucid Nap, the artistic goat. Celebration for art goat. That's one goat in the verses. Dirt Cobain goes fish. Fishification. Uncle Buck Streams goes goat. And let us not forget, we have started the verses with 100 bits for goat. Appreciation for your support of goat versus fish. Appreciation for your support of goat versus fish. Uncle Buck. Appreciation from goat. Ah! I can fix Amber Heard. Are you goat and fish? Ace and Deuce is back in the verses, who says, our motivation is the great question, which we must continually grow great contemplations while high upon the fences, witnessing all those goats and fish that have known, be it instinctually or not. Ace and Deuce, with their pontifications, is on the fence once more. Ace and Deuce, a longtime viewer of Goat vs. Fish. Welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. There's Ace and Deuce on the fence. Weed Pipe says fish, celebration for fish. Says celebration for fish, Lucid Nap, you are a Patreon patron of Goat vs. Fish. Do you want an accessory for your goat? Grandmaster Ong, welcome back. It's so great to have you in, even with your humble declarations of fish. Grandmaster Ong, are you streaming these verses? Have you been streaming these verses? Celebration for fish. Jugglefish. TML81 is back on the fish. Celebration for fish. 81 fish, 2 verses goat. I can fix Amber Heard says, I'm just waking up. I took the week off. Almost missed the motivation. Lol. I can fix Amber Heard. Are you goat or fish? Alexander Dubious says, hooving on He Highway. It sounds like your goat. Dubious, Alexander Dubious. It still seems dubious. Are you goat or are you fish? Alexander Dubious. We see it in quotations. We want to be absolutely certain that perhaps you're merely quoting metal musications. We want to be absolutely certain if you're going fish or you're going goat. So are you fish or are you goat? Lucid Nap goat, Lucid Nap goat. Alexander Dubious says, quote, goat. Celebration for goat. Dubious goat, dubious goat. Do you be goat? Do you be goat? Do you be goat? Goat versus fish, scrolling back up now. We had the Uncle Bo, we have BBDH 187 the fish. We have BBDH 187 the fish. We have Bud Morgan on the fence. That's a fish, that's a fence. That's a fish, that's a fence. That's a fish, that's a fence. Lord Saturn, are you goat or are you fish? Once again, Lord Saturn, we declare every verse is. We declare every verse is. So we have a fish and we have a fence. We have J Builds. Once again, are you goat or are you fish? We declare every verse is. Lord Saturn goes goat. Fish fence goat, fish fence goat, fish fence goat. What's cracking goat? Goat. Fish. Another fence sitter. What's cracking? What's cracking? Mick Titty Milk. Welcome to Goat versus Fish. It's amazing what they let you get away with here on Twitch. Drink up. Drink up, MC. Mick Titty Milk, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Some say that such a username would not be suitable for kids, and yet, isn't it entirely suitable for kids? Isn't that the first beverage that many kids drink? Alexander Dubious says, fish can motor goat the big one. They sure can, they sure can. I Can Fix Amber Heard says, a stick for I Can Fix Amber Heard, who's still on the fence. I Can Fix Amber Heard still on the fence. And here, goat and fish. Is Amber Heard's stick. This verse is your stick. Curves ever so slightly like that. Amber Heard's got a curved stick, but it could still grow longer. It could still grow longer. McTitty Milk says, I'm the goat. Celebration for goat. All hail the goat. Celebration for goat. So we begin the verses. We begin the verses with 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5 goat. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5 fish. And some of you in there declared goat or fish earlier in the verses, but you're just going to have to declare again. You're just going to have to declare again. Are you a goat or fish, a goat or a fish? It sounded like Versemas there for a celebration. And remember, goat and fish, we have one more mystery box. We have one more, oh my verses. We have one more mystery box from 8/26, from August 26, 2022. For 75 verse American dollars. For 75 verse American dollars, we'll open the mystery box and we'll find out what's inside. And celebration for McTitty Milk, who follows Goat versus Fish! Appreciation for following Goat versus Fish! Alexander Dubious says goat or fish sounds German. Goat or fish? Well, we do know that there's, of course, Ziga gegen Fisk and Cabra contra Pez and all of this. If you are looking for multilingual goat versus fish, consider listening to the Nihongo to English podcast with unpaid intern Michael Allen, CPA. Consider that. Consider that. And a shout out for Nihongo to English on Twitch. Join us in following. Let's get them to monetization. They need 25 followers for monetization. What is in it, Goat? What is in it, Goat, in the Nihongo to English podcast? Why, it's a podcast in which you can learn to speak Yagi vs. Sakana and Goat vs. Fish, all with the humorous musings of unpaid intern Michael Allen CPA and comedian Michelle Malizaki. BBDH187 says nap time, nap time. Oh, we've heard of nap time. Oh, we've heard of nap time. Now, last verse is, where went Goat versus Fish? Now, last verse is, we didn't get into the what's up, you say, what's up, Jesus, how you doing? You say, what's up, Jesus, how you doing? How you doing? This is Goat versus Fish. This is Goat versus Fish. And where's the verses? Where's the verses? Here's Goat versus Fish. Welcome to Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Show transition. Fade. Hide transition. Fade. There's the verses. Vanagus, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? And welcome. We're doing great. We're doing our morning motivation. We're doing our morning celebrations. And now it's time. We're going to get into looking at Hell's Heroes Festiverses. Hell's Heroes Festiverses. Hell's Heroes 8. Goat vs. Fish attended Hell's Heroes 8 Heavy Metal Festiverses in Houston. And now we are going to look back at some of those glorious verses by looking at the stories of Goat vs. Fish, the much storied stories of Goat vs. Fish. We hope you have been looking forward to this because it's about to happen. It's about to happen on Goat vs. Fish. It's about to happen on Goat vs. Fish. We begin again with the pre-celebration. Now, we covered this on the last morning motivational Deadstream of Goat vs. Fish, but here we are, beginning at the Daniel DK tailgate, and here we are at Hell's Heroes indeed, We're looking at municipal waste, the fish of municipal waste. We are looking at pins that say Goat vs. Fish, and Iron Maiden, and Death. And we're looking at, look at that goat. Look at that amazing warrior goat ready to cut down any fish that stand in his path. And look at the sticker of Goat vs. Fish. And look at that amazing sticker of Goat vs. Fish. Oh, my verses. And there's All Hail the Goat, which sounds like this. That's pretty fast. Hellrippers, All Hail the Goat. You heard Sanshine playing that just a verses ago. And there's everyone. There's Jesus. There's Jesus. There's Jesus on the fence. You said hi, Jesus. Well, there's Jesus. Jesus was there all along. Wow. Amazing verses. Look, it's Jesus on the fence. Somehow Jesus made it to hell. Jesus made it to Hell's Heroes. Jesus made it to Hell's Heroes. Vanagus says, what does the goat and fish suppose symbolize? Goat and fish come from within you. Goat and fish come from within you. Some say that the goat is a demon and that the fish is some sort of perfect angel. But that's merely just one angle on Goat vs. Fish. It is true, we are contemplating this a lot this verses because Goat vs. Fish was at Hell's Heroes. But your perception of goat versus fish is your own, and all perceive goat versus fish differently. Let's ask Sunshine. Hey, Sunshine, what does fish mean to you?
Fish means blub, 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 blub.
And that's just the opinion of one fish. You would be surprised the diversity of the opinions of goat and fish. If you want to help determine if you are goat or if you are fish, you can ask the congregation of goat versus fish here in the chat, because a goat is a goat and a fish is a fish, and the goat and fish versus. Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Cat Guy Bob says we are all goat, the wall of goat. Cat Guy Bob, we'll get your goat here on the verses, on the reckoning of goat versus fish. We are thinking that perhaps the chalkboard should be the reckoning of goat versus fish. We continue. There's stickers of goat versus fish for all to see at the Hell's Heroes Festiverses. They all saw at the verses. And here's Diamond! This was all at the pre-party. This was merely the pre-party of Hell's Heroes. Diamonds, the Canadian metal outfit, got together for a reunion. 7, 8, 9 years since they had last played. There with Daniel DK, not currently on the screen, but will be seen. Celebrates for Diamonds for giving us the glorious entertainment. And now we have Onslaught! However, we wish to simply remind you that if you wish to see more of Daniel DK there on the left, you can find Daniel DK live streaming here on Twitch. A shout out for Daniel_DK. Join us in following Daniel DK and join the DK Army. Daniel DK is a goat, but we have recently found DK fraternizing with some fish. Oh, my verses. DK, have you been spending time with fish, making friends with fish? We do have evidence. We do have some evidence. I can fix Amber. Tomorrow is your 40th streak anniversary. Well, we look forward to it. Vanagus says, can I get a brief introduction to what these streams are about? Okay, we need a brief introduction to what these streams are about. So we will give you that brief introduction that you so crave. Now, we'll give you that verses now. A brief introduction to what the stream is about. Goat versus fish. It can be difficult, goat and fish, when you are encountered by fence sitters who would reject your verses. But do not despair. Do not even lend it a care. Goat versus fish. Not one for you. No, not one for you. And that's just a bit of goat versus fish. That's just a bit of goat versus fish. It's just a bit of goat versus fish. It's just a bit of goat versus fish.
It seems that there are some of you who are still not with Goat versus Fish. So let's put the verses in a way that even you punks can understand. Goat, fish, goat, fish.
We hope you have enjoyed this brief introduction to Goat versus Fish. But it's time to get back. It's time to get back to the metal. It's time to get back to the metal. Welcome back to Goat versus Fish. We have Hardy Dev. The Devar says, I'm a sheep. Get off the fence, you sheeple. Are you goat or are you fish? And we've got Lysergic Freak Fish who says, fish for life, celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. We have an I still don't understand, but thank you. Many don't understand Goat versus Fish. It is difficult not to feel understood. But we can all come together and embrace what sometimes feel like a strange and absurd universe. We may all be alone and an island unto ourselves. But when we come together in the congregation of Goat versus Fish, we can enjoy a celebration. Let's have a look at Onslaught. Some say Goat versus Fish is an onslaught. Goat versus Fish just keeps coming at you and coming at you and coming at you and coming at you, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Sometimes the goat have an onslaught against the fish. Sometimes the fish have an onslaught against the goat. Behold the verses of Onslaught. Listen to those kicks. Listen to those kicks.
Houston, Texas.
And here we have, as you can see, as we are making our preparations for the next verses of Cirith Ungol, you can see this fence sitter, if you will. Pondering, decisions. You can see the two skeletons. Even in death they ponder, they pray, but which way do they pray? Do they pray to goat or do they pray to fish today? Do they pray to goat or do they pray to fish? Goat versus Fish is going to create a poll on Goat versus Fish. To whom do you pray? Pray to goat. Pray to fish. Pray to fence. Pray to unification. We are creating a poll. This will count for a verses. During the verses of Cirith Ungol. And yes, we are not afraid to give you carpal tunnel. You think that Sanshine's hands are feeling it. How about another Goat versus Fish Click Fest with 1 channel point per vote? We have a Twitch. Oh, my verses. We have a Twitch poll going now. Goat and Fish. And we are going to look at it. On the side of the screen. If you do not see the poll, refresh twitch.tv/GoatVsFish. If you do not see the poll and you are on Twitch, then you can close the application and open it again. And if you're on YouTube, you've got a poll of your own. You've got a poll of your own on YouTube. You can even participation in both if you wish. You can even participation in both if you wish. So we've got one versus. Here's the second versus. GoatVsFish. There we are. The poll. And Oh My versus Amber Heard is praying to the fence, is praying to the fence. The fence hitter, is the fence hitter going to take the poll again? Goat, you've got to band together, Fish. You've got to band together if you want to take down that fence. I Can Fix Amber Heard has been dominating the polls lately. Is that I Can Fix Amber Heard there on the fence? We can only suspect. The poll will go on for 10 minutes. There's a lot of clicking to be done. Decisions. You can find Goat vs. Fish. Those of you asking, what is Goat vs. Fish? What's this versus all about? Well, we remind you right here, right now, that even in just looking at this verses of Cirith Ungol, that even in their imagery, you can see the duality of the universe, as this one aims to choose goat or to choose fish. Divided as they are by the fence, the symmetry of the goat versus the fish. Not equal in all ways, but some say some sort of reflection of one another. Lysergic Freak Fish reminds us that Cirith Ungol is a mountain pass in Lord of the Rings, and Goat vs. Fish is well aware of that versus. Lord Saturn got many bruises in the pit in the previous verses. Goat vs. Fish is well aware of that verses, so let's give Cirith Ungol their due. Let's give Cirith Ungol their due. Sunshine, you can leave this to Goat vs. Fish. Let's give Cirith Ungol their due as we remember the Lord of the Fence. A friendship between a goat and a fish. Goto Baggins and Sam Fishwise Gamgee. But could their friendship be torn apart by a fence which all covet? It tempts you, it says you can sit on this fence, you can wield its power. But the fence will steal your motivation. The fence will steal your celebration. The fence must be thrown into the fires from which it was forged. And to do that, we must go through the path of Cirith Ungol! So there you have it. There was Sear the Uncle and Goat vs. Fish. We have to say, as we were watching Sear the Uncle play with the amazing camera work of Goat vs. Fish, that we could not help but wonder, why aren't they dressed like hobbits? Why aren't they dressed like ring wraiths? What's going on? We want more. We want more verses of the Lord of the Fence when we're watching Sear the Uncle play. But that's okay. We still enjoyed the musication. But we wanted more Lord of the Fence imagery. We wanted more. Fitzcraft, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Fitzcraft, are you goat or are you fish? Here was Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational number 46, live from a $49 a night hotel in Houston. Goat vs. Fish brought you the morning motivation from On the Road. And yes, you can watch it. You can watch it whenever you wish. Here we have Void. Goat and Fish. Enter the void. Enter the void. Look at that hair. Just look at that hair. Wow, everyone's enjoying Goat vs. Fish. When last we saw Goat vs. Fish at Hell's Heroes, we saw Void on a smaller stage, and this versus at Hell's Heroes 8, they went to a bigger stage. You can't avoid Goat vs. Fish. And by the verses, this is now day one. This is now Hell's Hero day one. We are past the pre-party. We're in day one of Goat vs. Fish. You can find Void at Void_Lafayette. And they know Goat vs. Fish. We have some old pictures with Void. We have some pictures with Void coming up. Goat vs. Fish does not fear the void. Goat vs. Fish does not fear the void. Goat vs. Fish does not fear the void. Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish does not fear the void. Goat vs. Fish does not fear the void. Goat vs. Fish does not fear the void. Do you? Sometimes the void will scare the goat and fish into paralysis. They'll say, what's the point? What's the point of choosing goat or fish when it all leads to nothing? When it all leads to an infinite expanse of nothingness? What is the meaning of a versus of a goat and fish when we look out into space? When we look out into space and we see infinite nothing. Goat vs. Fish says, don't fear the void. Don't fear the void. And even if you are finding yourself annoyed with Goat vs. Fish, remember that your annoyance with Goat vs. Fish is evidence that you are here, that you are alive, that you are living. So celebration to you if you are annoyed. Celebration for you for versusing in spite of the void. Together, Goat and Fish, as a congregation, we enter the void! And we fill it with Goat vs. Fish. We fill it with Goat vs. Fish. That being said, it appears that Fence has won the poll again with 2,125 votes. It's a fence pull. Pray to Unification, I Can Fix Amber Heard with 1 vote. Pray to Goat, Dragon Balls 325 with 125. Dragon Balls 325 are going to counter Goat, and so are we going to for Lord Saturn. Goat. Goat. Appreciation for your 123 and 111 votes, respectively. Nice verses. Pray to Fish. BBDH 187 with 865 and Lysergic Freak Fish with 170. Appreciation for your verses. A fine showing for Fish, a fine showing for Fish. 3 voters for Fish, 2 voters for Goat, and only 1 voter for Fence. But it's I Can Fix Amber Heard with 2,124. 1 well-funded fence sitter can just fence the whole verses. That is why Goat and Fish. That is why Goat and Fish, we need to come together to take down Big Fence. When 1 lone fence sitter, rich of pocket and channel points, can fence the whole verses, Goat and Fish, Goat and Fish. We know that next verses, we will triumph. Tear down Big Fence. But for now, the fence pole has gone fence. And because the poll has gone fence, that's a versus for fence. Rigged, says Fitzcraft. That's a fence poll for fence. That's a versus for fence, oh no. And there's the snail, And the snail, oh look, the snail is rotating. And yet it has, oh wait, it's moving towards Goat. Oh wait, it changed its mind, it's moving back towards Fish. The snail hasn't gone anywhere! Once more into the void! It may have been just the fortune of Goat versus Fish that we caught many of these bands just as they were screaming about Hell's Heroes. Nice timing, Goat versus Fish. Here we are by the hydration station, everyone getting on board with Goat versus Fish. And those of you, we know who you are. If you are there in the chat of Goat versus Fish in the congregation and you want to reveal yourselves, you can. But Goat versus Fish is not going to reveal you, except that one of you would eventually be revealed because later in the verses we call you out by name, but that's not for many parts of the celebration until later in the fest verses. I Can Fix Amber Heard wants the reveal. Lysergic Freak Dick just can't help but say, what a handsome crew, what a handsome crew. There we are by the hydration station. Lysergic Freak Fish says, it is me on the right side holding the fish, looking very unflattering. Celebration! Celebration! It's Lysergic Freak Fish looking very unflattering and holding the fish. Goat versus Fish will say, you look very flattering. You look very flattering. Goat versus Fish will say, you look very flattering. You look very flattering because you look like you're having a celebration. It can feel sometimes embarrassing, can't it? To be in the midst of all of your fun. You may make a strange face like, but you're cutting loose. You're not choosing goose, you're choosing goat or fish. You're enjoying the celebration. And some may ridicule you and say you look strange, you look deranged. But we assure you, that is nothing but envy, envy, envy. For they wish that they too could choose. They wish they too could cut loose, but they feel constrained by fences. Sure, we could all look as this if we wish, not letting anyone in to see how we are when we are having the celebration. Or we can let the mask slip as we take a sip of our inebriations, if that's your verses. We think that you look just fine, Lysergic Freakfish. We think that you look just fine. And we're all chanting for Goat versus Fish. And here we see tattoos of goat. Goat versus Fish sought a lot of cool ink at Hell's Heroes. Look at this. We'll start off with this goat tattoo as we listen to Jag Panzer on the stage. There's goat tattoo.
Goat, where's that other goat?
There's another goat tattoo. There's more goat tats.
We've got earring goat.
We've got earrings of goat. Oh, my verses. So many goat. So many goat. So many goat all around us. And then Jack Panzer. And there's Goat versus Fish. Does it? It sounded like they were chanting Goat versus Fish there for verses. They were. We think they were chanting Goat versus Fish behind Goat versus Fish. Let's listen in again.
Goat, where's that other goat? We've got earring goat.
How many of you in the congregation have goat or fish tattoos? How many of you in the congregation have goat or fish merch? Let's listen. Goat versus Fish. There it is. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. And there it was, and there it was. I Can Fix Amber Heard said, I'll get a tattoo for publicity or maybe a promise of long-lasting friendship. Oh, my verses. I Can Fix Amber Heard. You can't buy friendship with a tattoo. That's not how you do. That's not how you do. Friendship is determined by long conversations and goat and fish having verses. Of course, you can commemoration your tattoo by getting ink together. You can commemoration your friendship by getting ink together. It is true, it is true, it is true. We have seen this many verses. We are not here to tell you not to do it. But Goat versus Fish, we can promise you a larger stick for every contribution you make to Goat versus Fish. We can promise you that Goat versus Fish will treat you with as much respect as you treat Goat versus Fish. But Goat versus Fish cannot promise you friendship in exchange for a tattoo? Friendship versus tattoo? That just doesn't make any sense to Goat versus Fish. And Goat versus Fish will not be guilted into friendship, even by a tattoo that says Goat versus Fish. However, we will offer you many celebrations. And we will gladly feature your tattoo here on the live stream of Goat versus Fish. If you have any tattoos that you want to share with Goat versus Fish, you can in the Discord of Goat versus Fish. You can in the Discord of Goat versus Fish. You can in the Discord of Goat versus Fish, which you can find sneakily hidden away in the link tree of Goat versus Fish. Bud Morgan asks, do goats blink when they sneeze? We think they might. We think they might. We want you to go out there and look at a goat dead in the eye and see if they sneeze. So here we have Ruler of the Wasteland, but before we do, let's just have a look here at Jag Panzer, because look, we can click on all of these verses. Here's Jack Panzer. The official music of Jack Panzer. Are they tanking it? Is this some sort of they're tanking it kind of situation? Best tradition. Here they are. Look, and they're just a bunch of fun-loving goat and fish trying to make musications. So many familiar faces, so many familiar faces. There they are where the land meets the sea. Oh, and there they are on the 70,000 tons of metal, the original heavy metal cruise. Yes, goat and fish. You too can go on a heavy metal cruise and enjoy metal on the Sea of the Fish. Sanshine, how do you feel? How do you feel about cruises? How do you feel about going out there on a boat in the Sea of the Fish?
As a fish, I feel like I'm in a gentrified fish palace.
Ah.
And it feels like a complete waste of my fish time in a fish palace unless I'm surrounded by goat opulence.
Well, there might be plenty of goat to verses on that boat. It's been a long verses that goat rhymes with boat, and that is because the goat used the boat to go out to the Sea of the Fish.
I find all the goat to be on the leader deck. The leader deck is where all the sunburnt goats reside.
Yes, yes. So it sounds like you're no stranger to the boat.
I'm no stranger to my boats. I've gone on a boat as a fish.
The fish is performing infiltration upon goat technologies. Celebration for fish, celebration for fish. Goat versus fish, gently down the stream. Verily, 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 are you goat or fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Oh, we went back it took us back in the verses? Okay, goat versus fish, speed running, goat versus fish. No. So here we are. And now, young goat and fish who you may, once again, this is a stream for adults. It's not for kids. So this fish was obsessed with giant clits. And so we said, okay, you can play with the fish clit, but then we think they held it in reverse. But never the fence. Here they are. And this one, the ruler of the wasteland, recognized goat versus fish from the previous year. And they were so happy to see goat versus fish again. And we are so happy to see you, the ruler of the wasteland. Let's try this. Open in versus goat versus fish. Can't we click upon this and open it in a new verses? Ah, there's goat versus fish. Here we are. The ruler of the wasteland. The ruler, yes, okay, we don't need, yes, goat versus fish. The ruler of the wasteland. Singer. The ruler of the wasteland. Madeline Michelle. Goat versus fish. Climbing on mountains of goat. We have to be careful what we scroll upon because there are some other goat and fish who are ever so risque here on Goat versus Fish. But here's the ruler of the wasteland, and here they make their conversation with Goat versus Fish.
Because the big clit.
Big clit fish! Stimulation! Celebration for stimulation!
Yes. Celebration for fish?
No, fun goat.
Did you mess it up right
I
there?
said fish.
So this one also recognized Goat versus Fish, and they were talking all about goat. They were saying goat. We love goat. We love the goat. It's all about the goat. It's all about the goat. And they said, here is a picture from Hell's Heroes last year with Goat versus Fish. And we said, okay, let's record this. And as soon as we started recording, they said fish. They said fish instead of goat. They were all about the goat. But then the pressure was on and out slipped a fish, and this drunken goat said fish, and it could not help but just laugh at itself.
No, fun goat.
You hear that fish?
No, fun goat.
Did you mess it up right
I
there?
said fish. I said fish.
A lemon.
I have a
trail.
malleable
It's a
brain.
lemon
Whatever
trail.
you want. No, the goats. Team goats.
And here we are. Oh, look at that versus. Wow. This one took a pin of goat versus fish, And you may say, goat versus fish. This is degenerate. Goat versus fish. This is lascivious. But as we took that picture, they said under goat versus fish, direct quote, "You'd better post that." Not merely consent from goat versus fish, but a demand. An invocation. An admonition. You'd better post that, they say to goat versus fish. And goat versus fish. Who is goat versus fish? Not to acquiesce. When told that we had better post goat versus fish. Glorious pins of goat versus fish. Goat versus fish looks at this pic, and we have to say, Sunshine, that the sexiest thing in this pic is definitely that pin that says goat versus fish. You do see the pin that says goat versus fish, don't you?
I only see pins.
You only see the pin in this, yes.
Yeah, I see the pins, yeah.
You see the pin, yes. And someone who might be a goat or a fish.
Yeah.
Yes. Hammod says, I knew something felt off today. Hammods, what feels off? What feels off to you? Let us continue. Goat versus fish.
Make some noise for the goat.
Here's a nice versus.
Make some noise for the fish. Celebration for goat versus fish at Health Hero. Celebration!
And so, goat and fish, remember, you are not alone when you find yourself enjoying goat versus fish. All of this, goat versus fish loves to show you evidence of goat versus fish spreading joy and celebration throughout the Festiverses. You are part of a glorious congregation, and the goat and fish here in the verses, that fish in the center of the verses, the fish and goat in the center of the verses, they became huge fans of goat versus fish, and they were always wanting to talk to goat versus fish, and they were always buying beer for goat versus fish, and they were always posting about goat versus fish and welcoming goat versus fish. It was a great celebration. Noise
for the goat. Make some noise for the fish. Celebration for goat versus fish at Health Hero. Celebration!
And here we are once again. More glorious goat and fish posing together with goat versus fish. Licking the fish. This fish said, I want to lick the fish. You can find them at Black Demon 87066, and let goat versus fish tell you this verse is a little too risque for Twitch. Not sure we can show you those verses, but you can look them up yourself if you wish. Goat versus fish. Licking the fish! Fish! You just got licked. And if you're a goat and saying, oh, I envy the fish, well, then maybe you should have chosen fish. Then again, maybe you're a fish and now you're looking at this and thinking, you know what, maybe I should become goat. I'm not sure that I want this. Here we are. Spell, the band Spell commented on goat versus fish, and we'll get more to Spell later. Hell Butcher! There's the sound booth. Just look at all those spikes. You can see the mosh going. That was Hell Butcher, and also playing at Hell's Heroes was also Butcher. A lot of these ones had similar names. There was Void and Voivod and Butcher and Hell Butcher. And there was Toxic Holocaust. And we thought, we saw Toxic Holocaust. But that's only because last year we saw Gamacide. Gamacide, Toxic Holocaust. Gamacide, Toxic Holocaust. They might as well be the same verses. They sound like the same verses. Sanshine, do you have any fear of the Gamacide or the impending Toxic Holocaust that claims to threaten all life in GoatVsFish?
Only if they come from behind.
Only if they come from behind. A sneak Toxic Holocaust.
Yeah.
A sneak Gamacide that you didn't see coming.
Yeah. A carbon monoxide. Holocaust.
Carbon monoxide. Well, that is a toxic versus too.
Yeah, but it's sneaky.
It's leaky. Yes.
Sneaky.
Oh, it's sneaky.
Yeah.
Or it came from behind. So you want to see in your Gamacide, you want to see the glorious flash of light right in your face. You wouldn't want it coming from behind, do you?
Yeah, it has to be like magical, like the Blue Man Show.
Oh, okay. So you want your Toxic Holocaust to be like Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
Oh, we're sure, yes. Well, when we were looking at that's exactly what we saw when we were watching metal. We think we see, it just reminds us entirely of Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
Here we have Benny, who says, "Hey, look, my spiritual advisor, GoatVsFish, Team Goat all the way. Celebration." Spiritual advisor, GoatVsFish. One's in the congregation of GoatVsFish is your spiritual advisor. It's up to you. GoatVsFish does not claim to be your spiritual advisor, but if you say it, we will accept it. And GoatVsFish, we've been spending a long verses going over Hell's Heroes here, and there's a lot more to go, and there's a lot more to go. So GoatVsFish, we're just going to continue. We're going to continue. We want those who watch this verses to get all of the Metal Fest verses that they want. So we're not going to stop, Goat and Fish. Some are turned off by the metal. Some say it all sounds the same. Some say, GoatVsFish, what game are you playing? Are you playing with the metal? You're going to get hurt, GoatVsFish. Why do you wear that glove, GoatVsFish? You're going to get poked on that fence, GoatVsFish. But this is a promise of GoatVsFish that during the Metal Morning Motivational, you'll get all the metal you can handle from GoatVsFish and our musication maker, it's Sanshine. Celebration! All hail GoatVsFish. Oh, by the verses, we've been working on our death growl. We are so at first we were doing GoatVsFish. But then we thought that if we even loosen further our enunciation, we might be able to get a breathier, more like a GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish. Well, Mom is Goat. Celebration for Goat. We think that GoatVsFish could use some vocal coaching, is what we think. GoatVsFish get some vocal coaching. Learn how even more songs of GoatVsFish. Well, Mom has claimed that GoatVsFish is your life coach. Well, you're not alone, well, Mom. GoatVsFish can be your life coach or your spiritual advisor. Team Goat all the way. Are there any fish who get spiritual advice from GoatVsFish? Let's continue. And here we have fish. You've heard of fish sticks, but how about fish tits? Celebration. And there's a goat nearby just waiting to versus that fish. This fish has been licked. This fish has been in the tits. Goat and fish. This fish is getting a lot of action where Goat is just sort of looking on like, hey, can I get a piece? Hey, can I get a piece of that versus? Says the goat. But the fish is getting all the action this versus. And we spoke of Void. Well, here's Void. Here is Void Lafayette with Goat versus Fish. Void taking the picture with Goat versus Fish. And if you wish, let us see, we click upon this versus, we open link in the new versus. Void. Here's Void. And if you want to see more Void, you can go and check it out here. And you can leave a comment and you can say, hey, I saw you on Goat versus Fish, and it was a mighty versus. If you wish, you can say that. The poll on YouTube says Metal Goat 38%, Metal Fish 23%. Goat is winning Fusion Unification 38%. So Metal Goat and Fusion Unification are currently tied in the YouTube poll, but there's still plenty of time. Goat and fish. So there's Goat versus Fish with Void, wearing the shirt of Goat versus Fish. Here is a picture of a goat. Yes, what do you think of that goat, Sunshine? Look at that goat.
That goat looks like it's reconsidering its decisions.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah? What makes you say that?
Its eyes.
Ah, the eye of the goat.
Yeah.
Look how it has some sort of camouflage there with the land around it. That's an advantage for a goat, certainly.
It's plotting something or it's trying to hide from something.
Well, it's a wild versus out there. The farm goat has some protection, even in its restricted confinement and some would say enslavement by the fence. But this wild goat, it has to be on the lookout and it has to blend in with its surroundings because it never knows when a fish is going to just pop out from behind.
If the fish pops out from behind, would that be a form of toxic holocaust?
Well, if it was a toxic fish, there are poisonous fish. Are there poisonous goat? This picture was taken by someone that we met at Hell's Heroes. They said, hey, Goat versus Fish. I took this picture of this goat, and they shared it with Goat versus Fish. Isn't that nice? You never know. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to bleat. And so Goat versus Fish shared that picture of a goat. Whenever Goat versus Fish encounters someone at the Festiverses, sometimes they have stories about how they grew up on a farm of goat, or how they went fishing, or how they went scuba diving one versus, or how they had a bunch of pet fish. It's a great way to learn about ones who are around you. Ask anyone you know, ask anyone you don't know, goat or fish, and watch the glorious conversation ensue, or they may just not want to talk to you. But if that's okay too, because if you want to talk to them, it's better to find out if they don't want to talk to you, so you can just get on with it and get on to the next verses. Hellbringer22 subscribes at Tier 1 for 4 months. Celebration! Hellbringer, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Celebration! Hellbringer! Hellbringer say goats eat fish. That sounds like a versus for goat. Hellbringer22, what's your favorite color? Hellbringer22, what's your favorite color? We've got a subscription for Goat. Goat are currently winning the subscriptions. Pay it in for 20 fish. Smoked fish. Hellbringer wants to be a multicolor goat. Okay, we're going to draw a multicolor goat, and there's only one way that we know how to do this. So we'll show you how it's done. Behold, the multi-color goat. Appreciation for your subscription to Goat vs. Fish. Beardin420 says, does my fish count extra if I'm getting paid to watch Goat vs. Fish by corporate America? Does your fish count extra if you're being paid to watch Goat vs. Fish? Does your fish count extra if you're being paid to watch Goat vs. Fish? So if you're watching Goat vs. Fish at work, does your fish cost extra? Goat vs. Fish will say no. However, it was such a great question that we're going to give you a bonus fish. But just this once. Just this once, yes! Watch Goat vs. Fish on corporate time! You deserve it. Goat vs. Fish has been demonstrated to make all goat and fish more productive versers. The motivation of Goat vs. Fish will put your goat and fish hard at verse, making profits for your corporation. Hire Goat vs. Fish for your corporate motivation and stimulation lectures. Follow the Goat vs. Fish method, and you can make more pay today. NEO239 says, love your content. Could you rate my store? Hey, if you love my content so much, why don't you check out my store? Why don't you go to the store of Goat vs. Fish if you love my content so much? That would be great. How about you go to the store of Goat vs. Fish? Wow, it's home, all products. Whoa. Look at that. You can get towels of Goat vs. Fish, it's shirts of Goat vs. Fish. You can get mugs and unification t-shirts of Goat vs. Fish. You can get this very metal-inspired head-to-head shirt of Angry Goat vs. Fish for just $25 American dollars, or Goat vs. Fish. Or you can get the newly redesigned socks of Goat vs. Fish. You see, the socks used to have Goat and Fish written on the front, but we thought, you know what? Socks are more of a side written versus. So Goat vs. Fish has put Goat and Fish now written on the sides of the socks. So you have one goat sock and you have one fish sock, so you know who triumphs depending on which one gets lost. And we have the stitched beanie of Goat vs. Fish. Hey, Goat vs. Fish. How do I know if that beanie is great or not? Well, we'll show you. Behold the beanie of Goat vs. Fish. Behold the stitched beanie of Goat vs. Fish. It looks great. It does look great. So this is the stitched beanie of Goat vs. Fish. It feels pretty metal as a matter of verses. It feels pretty metal. So you too can get a stitched beanie of Goat vs. Fish that looks like this. After all, summer is coming right around the verses. Summer's coming. Don't you want a stitched beanie while it's so hot out there? Isn't that exactly what you want? Behold, A towel of goat versus fish. It's simple merch. It's simple merch.
I'm going to adjust one verses.
Beautiful towel of goat versus fish. Appreciation for Sanshine. Appreciation for Sanshine. The goat can now be seen. The goat can now be seen. $5 to cover it again. I can fix Amber Heard. You're saying if you pay goat versus fish $5 versus American dollars that you want to cover up the goat? You want us to cover up the goat for $5 versus American dollars?
You'll pay more than that.
More than 5?
Yeah.
Oh, do not think so much. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish has a plan. Sure, we'll cover the goat. We'll cover the goat for $5 versus American dollars. You just pay $5 versus American dollars to goat versus fish. We'll cover that goat right up. We'll cover that goat right up. Go on. Go on, I can fix Amber Heard if you're so fancy. You want to cover up the goat? You want to cover up the goat? Go ahead, pay goat versus fish, $5 versus American dollars. Go ahead. See if you can stop the goat. See if you can stop the multicolored goat. $5 versus American dollars. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got, fence creature.
I_can_fix_Amber Heard contribution $5.
To cover the goat. $5 for the fence. Oh no, we covered the goat! Oh no, we covered the goat! But wait, why don't we go see? Wait, that's not a mic at all. That's a camera. Let's see what's on it. It's the goat! The goat's on the camera! The goat was on the camera the whole verse is! I can fix Amber Heard tried to cover the goat. And you only made the goat even more revealed and stronger. Celebration for goat! Celebration for goat, yes! Foolish fence sitter! In your attempt to cover the goat, you merely revealed the goat. This is goat coverage. This is extreme goat coverage. Oh, the goat is covered. Oh, the goat is covered. Or is it? Celebration for goat! You can try to cover the goat, but it will just be revealed again! However, that $5 versus American dollar contribution is still going towards the fence. which means that Fence is now outspending Goat by 400 bits. Fence is currently winning the verses with a poll and a score of 500. Can we get another 401 from Goat or a 501 from Fish to take the verses from the Fence, lest the verses be fenced forever? It won't be fenced forever, but just temporarily. But still, we don't really want that to happen. We don't want that to happen on Goat versus Fish. We don't want that to happen on Goat versus Fish. Oh, does 5 make your stick bigger? Yes, the 5 makes your stick bigger. Yes, I can fix it. Yes, your stick gets bigger. Oh, bending reverse. I can fix Amber Heard says, I got a bigger stick than all of the Goat and Fish.
The electric fence.
So we're thinking that with this towel of Goat versus Fish that we could... that maybe we could do something like this. So we think if we make the Goat versus Fish pattern just a bit smaller, then that could allow us to wrap ourselves up in Goat versus Fish and be sharing Goat versus Fish with everyone as we walk about like this. What do you think? What do you think, Sanshine? Should Goat versus Fish walk around with a giant versus on the posterior like this?
If you walk around like that, you might be inviting certain fence sitters to show up behind you in the back alley to versus your posterior.
Oh, is that what you think?
That's what would happen.
You call this an invitation?
It's an invitation to an unexpected celebration.
An unexpected celebration? Well, Goat versus Fish, we think we could convert that fence sitter. Just a little bit of fun time with Goat versus Fish, and they'll be choosing Goat or Fish and no verses.
Yes, but they have to choose halfway through.
Before the climactic celebration?
Yes, halfway through versing.
We see. They're having all this fun with Goat versus Fish, and they're like, oh, wow. And then Goat versus Fish says, wait! We will not continue this versus until you choose Goat or Fish.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, that's quite a way to entice. Can we entice you with that? I can fix Amber Heard, you and your big stick. Please, sir, says Hellbringer, move that mic from the multicolored Goat and Fish. You're killing me. Well, but there's your goat. There is your goat. There's your goat. Listen, Hellbringer 22. It's true. We did say we would cover the goat, and we did. Well, how about this? Listen, I can fix Amber Heard. Watch this versus. Vacant Froggy, welcome to Goat versus Fish. So we covered the goat, but look at this. Goat moved. The goat moved from your cover! We covered the goat. And we didn't uncover the goat. It was the goat that moved out of your cover. So don't blame goat versus fish. Vacant Froggy, are you a goat or are you a fish? Vacant Froggy. Are you goat or are you fish? It is my pleasure to inform you that I am fish. Vacant Froggy goes fish. Celebrate for fish. Sithmaster Who is in the verses says fish here too. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. So goat versus fish. We think we'll get another towel just for goat versus fish that has, because you see this, Sunshine, you see how we slightly cover the fish when we overlap like this?
Ah, yes. You're covering both fish, yeah.
So we could reverse the verses, but then we would be covering part of the goat. So we think that we will shrink the design of the goat versus fish ever so slightly. And then maybe yes, we will walk around a Festiverses like this. After all, some might say, well, goat versus fish. Isn't that a lot of goat versus fish? To which goat versus fish responds, well, when in doubt, more goat versus fish.
Sometimes the fish want to be seen, sometimes the goat want to be seen.
It's true. You could say that when the goat is revealed like this, it's because the goat are triumphing. Who's triumphing? Oh, currently it's goat. But then you could reverse the verses if it's the fish that are triumphing. You could try this. But it is a pretty big versus. Maybe we could make that versus slightly smaller, so it's goat versus fish isn't such a huge, massive target. But in any verses, that was the merch of goat versus fish. Someone spammed the chat and said, hey, why don't you rate my store? How about you rate my store? How about you rate my store where you can get these things and more at goatvsfish.com/store? Wait, no, that's the old verses. Where you can get these things and more at !merch, goatvsfish-shop.fourthwall.com. And you won't even have to wait for Goat vs. Fish to ship it to you, because they take care of everything. You just have to pay them. You just have to pay them for the shipping, which costs more and more every versus. Shipping a T-shirt across versus America is costing like 11 versus American dollars these days. Hellbringer22 says, how tall is Goat vs. Fish guy? Oh, about 5.9 verses. Tatum says, I am fish, celebration for fish. But let's get back to Hell's Heroes. Here's a picture of a goat. Here's a picture of a goat by Tom E. Warrior. So if you wish, see post. If you wish to comment on this goat, we are sure that they would appreciate it. So you can go ahead and go to Instagram. While you're there, follow Goat vs. Fish. And if you want, you can comment on the goat and say, wow, I saw your goat on Goat vs. Fish, and it was a mighty versus. Hell's Heroes continues. Goat vs. Fish, you're upside down. You're upside down. What the fence is going on? And what is 3 OID? 3 inches of blood! have to say that for 3 inches of blood, that we have to like, you have to like the Flying V. You have to like the Flying V. Goat vs. Fish has often thought that if we get another new electric guitar, that we will get a Flying V, because after all, V is for the verses of Goat vs. Fish. Sunshine, have you ever played a Flying V? And if so, what was your experience?
I played a Flying V. I wasn't that thrilled about it.
Oh.
It's hard to sit with a Flying V unless you have it sideways like this.
Ah, resting upon you?
Yeah. The V sits right on the thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, but what if you're moving around? What if you're standing around?
Oh, then you can play a V. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Flying V guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Controversial opinions brought to you by Sunshine. We get controversial on Goat vs. Fish. Sunshine is not on the fence about Flying V's. Sunshine thinks that they're not so great. What do you say to that 3 inches of blood? 3 inches of blood. The chosen one now has subscribed with Prime to Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation. Thank you for your Prime subscription to Goat vs. Fish. Hellbringer says, I built a Flying V, but you definitely like a regular guitar. Well, you built a Flying V, Hellbringer 22. And Sunshine, aren't you building a guitar?
Sort of. My friend is helping me build it, but he's painting it right now.
It's being painted right now.
Yeah.
So yes, follow these streams of Sunshine, or wait along here in Goat vs. Fish, and we'll eventually have a new guitar paint job reveal, it sounds like, yes?
Yeah.
The chosen one now, are you Goat or Fish?
Revealed on my stream, but I can reveal it twice.
We can do a double reveal. A double reveal. Maybe, depending on when it happens, maybe we could do like a 10% reveal on Goat vs. Fish. Like, oh, just a little, you could just see just a little bit of the verses.
Whoa.
Like, ooh, sneaky. Sneaky. And then full reveal on Sunshine stream. 1000% would like to see pics of it, and you will see pics of it. Just stay tuned to Goat vs. Fish and stay tuned to It's Sunshine. Sun Unknown says, are you fish or are you fish? Sun Unknown, that sounds like you're a fish. Sounds like you're a fish. And the chosen one now says Goat, and that's another subscription for Goat. And oh, my verses. Guitar tease. Oh, a guitar tease indeed. And it's claiming that a hype train has just begun on Goat vs. Fish. Okay. So be it. Let the hype training commence. The chosen one now, with a Prime subscription to Goat vs. Fish, and Twitch has determined in all of its infinite wisdom that we are hype now. We're feeling hype. Look at this. Look at the tan of Goat vs. Fish. Look at this. Goat vs. Fish got some sun in Houston. So that's another subscription. That's another Prime subscription for Goat. The chosen one now, a Prime subscription for Goat. Floppy smiley goat, floppy smiley goat. And Ham Mods, we did count your fish earlier in the verses. We can promise you this. We did count your fish earlier in the verses. We got your fish. We got your fish. Celebration for fish. But we didn't get Sun Unknown's fish. Three inches of blood. Speaking of 3 inches of blood, we have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this hype train. Remember, Goat and Fish, the fence sitter currently has 5 versus American dollars. They're winning the bit war. They're winning the bit war. Can we get another $4.01 from Goat or $5.01 from Fish? 501 bits to overcome Big Fence, to overcome Big Fence.
Houston, Texas!
Oh My versus I Can Fix Amber Heard declares versus on well, you'd have to say at Fish because you declared versus on no one according to FenceBot, but you did say versus Fish. Does that mean you're GOAT? Wait a versus. I Can Fix Amber Heard declared versus on Fish. Hold the verses. I Can Fix Amber Heard declares versus on Fish. Does that mean you are choosing GOAT? I Can Fix Amber Heard. I Can Fix Amber Heard has declared versus on Fish. Celebration for GOAT. Celebration for GOAT. I Can Fix Amber Heard has chosen GOAT.
Yay!
Celebration. Celebration. I Can Fix Amber Heard declared versus on the GOAT. Celebration. I Can Fix Amber Heard has gone GOAT. I Can Fix Amber Heard has gone GOAT. Celebration. It's GOAT with a stick. It's GOAT with a stick. It's GOAT with a stick. Celebration for stick GOAT. I Can Fix Amber. Oh, wait. Oh, I Can Fix Amber says I'm not a GOAT. Oh, you were declaring versus. It was a Oh, you said it was a grammatical issue. So you were declaring versus as a fish. I Can Fix Amber Heard is not a GOAT but a fish. Celebration for I Can Fix Amber Heard the fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish with a stick. I Can Fix Amber Heard the fish with a stick. The fish with a stick. Oh, wait a versus. I Can Fix Amber Heard says what? I'm not a fish either. Oh. So you were lying to GOAT versus Fish. It was a deception. It was a deception by the fence sitter. Can't believe anything they say. That's how they want to play. They want to play with GOAT versus Fish. Oh, I'll just versus GOAT. I'll just type versus Fish. I'll just type versus Fish just for fun. It'll be fun for the lulz. Ha ha ha. They're messing with you. They're messing with you, GOAT and Fish. That's high. Attack! GOAT versus Fish needs to get higher. That's how rumors get spread about me. You spread your own rumor. You're the one who typed exclamation point versus Fish. I Can Fix Amber Heard. That's like the fence sitter again. They're like, oh, you're spreading rumors about me. You're like the Adams County Sheriff's Department. You're like the Adams County Sheriff's Department that wants to blame GOAT versus Fish. Want to try it? You want to try it? Waiting. You're like the Adams County Sheriff Department that breaks my door and then sues me for defamation and says, oh, the false rumors are being spread about me. The false rumors are being spread about me. The false rumors are being spread about me, you say. But you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. You're the one who spread the rumors when you said versus Fish. When you said that you versus the fish, it was you who started the rumors about yourself. So don't blame GOAT versus Fish when you start spreading rumors about yourself. The fence sitter won't take responsibility for its own actions. This one goes out to Afro Man versus Adams County Sheriff Department. Ready to give this a go?
Yeah.
Oh, wait to versus. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Okay, let's try this versus. Oh, we could play it. We could play it metal style. You down to try it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake. Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It make the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice. Lemon pound cake. Lemon pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake. He's a family guy. Lemon pound cake. 'Cause he got high. Lemon pound cake. Pound cake. Adams County Sheriff, hungry and big as hell. Sniffing for weed but smelled another smell. What was that? Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun. Cut him a slice. A what? A what? A lemon pound cake. He wanna put down his Glock. Lemon pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake. He's a family guy. Lemon pound cake. The munchies because he got high. Lemon pound cake. Pound cake.
Take it away, Sanshine!
Hail! All hail the goat! Hail! All hail the fish! All hail! All hail the goat! Hail! All hail the fish!
Let's bring it back around. Let's bring it back around. Let's bring it back around to that pound. Seize my cake and my porno mag called Boom Boom. Something happened to his camera on the way to the evidence room. Mama's lemon pound cake.
It tastes so nice. It makes the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice.
Everyone in the congregation, you too, lemon pound cake.
Lemon pound cake.
Lemon pound cake! Lemon pound cake! Lemon pound cake! Pound cake! There is only one true versus, and that versus is goat versus fish. But in the verses of Afro Man versus Adams County Sheriff's Department, Goat versus Fish declares a triumph for Afro Man! And the freedom for all goat and fish to declare goat and fish and to mercilessly mock the fence sitters. Celebration! I can fix Amber Heard. How dare you? How dare you try to avoid this accountability on Goat versus Fish? Very fancy behavior. Very fancy behavior. Are you goat or fish? Afro Man. Are you goat or are you fish? And hey, Afro Man, you know, we were thinking, why don't you book Goat versus Fish and Sanshine on your next tour? You know, you could probably use the silliness of Goat versus Fish. We think that would be great. Sanshine, what do you say? Tour with Afro Man and Goat versus Fish?
Yeah, I'd like to tour with Afro Man.
Yeah, that sounds like a great versus.
Get paid 5 digits?
Get paid 5 digits. Listen, you can take all the pay that you wish, as long as we have lodging for Goat versus Fish. If you have lodging and transportation for Goat versus Fish. But who are we fencing around? If we could do a little tour with Afro Man, that would be great for Goat versus Fish.
We can get paid in lemon pound cake.
We could get paid in lemon pound cake. Pound cake. See you in the versus, Afro Man. Are you goat or are you fish? And while we're at it, Officer Poundcake, are you goat or are you fish? It's a fair versus.
I think he's fence.
Ah. Let's get back now to the Hell's Heroes Festa versus. We hope you enjoyed that lemon pound cake. It seems I Can Fix Amber Heard was loving the lemon pound cake. I Can Fix Amber Heard just saw the video of the guy saying he's a goat and wearing the flesh of the fish of many drapes. Oh, we'll get to that. 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 Goat versus fish. Oh, of course. Well, there we are. There we are. Let's get back into the corner with Goat versus Fish. Oh, Goat and Fish, it's already been 2 hours of Goat versus Fish, so let's just watch a little more Hell's Heroes, and then we will count the verses. Before we do watch the Hell's Heroes, though, let's look at what's happening here. As we can see, we have 13 Goat. We have 12 Fish. So Goat are winning the verses there. Goat are also winning the subscriptions, so that's 2 verses for Goat. However, Fish don't have any verses. Fence have 2 verses. They've got 500 in tips, bits, contributions, however you want to call it. They also have a fence poll, which counts for verses. But we acknowledge now that Metal Goat and Fusion Unification are tied in the YouTube poll. So if anyone wants to go and vote in the YouTube poll to break it for Goat or even for unification, the verses could depend on it, because as of now, Goat have 2 verses, Fence have 2 verses, and Fish have none. Fish could steal the verses from Goat, but if Fish steal the verses from Goat, then it might make it easier for the Fence to overcome the verses. Fish, if you're a fish, you could make a $4.01 donation in the name of Goat to help the Goat steal the verses from the Fence. Because if the fish take the verses, then a goat and a fish divided might be fenced by the Fence. In other verses, Goat and Fish, this fence is looking pretty strong. But if you want to prevent the Fence from fencing the verses, the easiest way would be 401 bits for Goat. Or to get over into that YouTube poll and to make sure that Goat wins the verses. Because Fence is looking pretty strong. We suppose we could also do one marble race. We'll do one marble race. We don't want to keep the glorious Sunshine. The glorious Sunshine is always so generous with their time for Goat versus Fish. So we will just do one or two more Hell's Heroes verses. Then we will have a marble race, and then we'll count the verses, and that will be the celebration of Goat versus Fish. That was 3 inches of blood. More fun with Goat versus Fish. Congregation, you are not alone. Everyone loves Goat versus Fish. And here is Satan's Finest. Satan's Finest. We haven't asked them if they are vegan, but with a name like Satan's Finest, we think they might be. And here we are in the glow of Hell's Heroes. Satan's Finest we have seen in Los Angeles. A friend of Goat versus Fish. Are they goat or are they fish? Birdbrain, RCH, welcome to Goat versus Fish. Birdbrain is in the congregation on YouTube. Birdbrain, are you goat or are you fish? It's nice to see you in the verses. Goat or fish, goat or fish. Goat or fish, goat or fish. Birdbrain, birdbrain. Goatfish, goatfish. Birdbrain declares goat! Celebration for goat! Goat with an extra big head. So birds are goat. Birdbrain is a goat, but that does not mean that all birds are goat. It does not mean all birds are goat. Now we noticed, Birdbrain, that you were covering what did they call it? You were covering pigeons, but you missed one. You missed one. You missed one. That Goat versus Fish is going to show you now. You missed this one. You missed this punk pigeon by S.C. Marrow, local Los Angeles artist. You didn't rate this one. How could you miss it, Birdbrain? How could you miss rating this punk rock pigeon on your own live stream? Celebration for Bonnie DQ, who follows Goat versus Fish. Bonnie D. B. Donnie Q. You used to follow Goat versus Fish, didn't you? Welcome back to Goat versus Fish. What do you say? What tier is this, Birdbrain, RCH? We'll revisit that next time you come on the stream. Oh, 668 likes. Let's make it 69. Ooh. Ah. So there you are. Goat versus Fish will take this Instagram post. We'll post it in the YouTube. And Birdbrain has voted for Goat in the YouTube poll, which means that Goat is currently winning the poll on YouTube. Goat could be pulling ahead. Wait, if we unfollow and refollow, it pops back up as notifications? It does. I can fix Amber Heard, but if you start doing that just to annoy Goat versus Fish, we'll probably time you out and ban you eventually. I can fix Amber Heard. Please stop wasting the time of Goat versus Fish by unfollowing and following Goat versus Fish. If you do that again, we do not care if you're part of the Unification Congregation. You'll get a timeout, and if you do it twice, then we'll ban you. That's Goat versus Fish. That's Goat versus Fish for you. We're not fencing around with this one. Stop with the fencing, unfollowing, and following back of Goat versus Fish. It's a waste of verses. It's a waste of the attention of Goat versus Fish. So please don't do that anymore. Appreciation. This has been the verses of Goat versus Fish, and it was written, and it was written. We're not fencing around on this one. It's okay. We'll let it slide, this one verses. But now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Now you know. Now you know. B. Donnie Q, are you goat or fish? Satan's finest! Satan's finest, a friend of Goat vs. Fish. And here we are, look, with Onslaught Records. Records of Onslaught. Yes, when you go to the Festiverses, they sell merches, including records and t-shirts. So there was Onslaught, and here was another fan of Goat vs. Fish. And they said the fish and goats of Onslaught, the return of Goat vs. Fish. Yes, at Hell's Heroes. There were many who remembered and were familiar with Goat vs. Fish and were pleased to see Goat vs. Fish again. We met many new goat and fish and the return of many old goat and fish. No fence sitters, says Birdbrain. No fence sitters. Send me that pic and I'll do an addendum on Thursday. Did you receive it? Did you receive it, Birdbrain? We posted the link in the chat of the YouTube chat. Do you see that? Do you see that? Here were some fence creatures that were gifted to Goat vs. Fish. They're kind of cute, we have to admit. But we don't know if they're goat or fish. But it was sometimes goat and fish just approach us at the Festiverses and give us random offerings. And here they are. Here they are. Goat vs. Fish posing with a father and son. Oh, my verses. A father and son. And we asked the father and son, and they were both goat. And we asked the father, do you take pride in your son's choice of goat? And they said, yes, we do. We take pride in our young goat. It was a beautiful verses of two goat. It was a beautiful verses of two goat. Yes, Goat vs. Fish can be enjoyed by fathers and sons, all generations. With or without explanation, enjoy Goat vs. Fish. Behold, the Queen of Metal!
So good to be back here, man. Metal, guys, girls. And this next song is on the Triple as well. It was the first one we wrote for this album. Here's E-Speak.
You heard a lot of interesting accents at Hell's Heroes. It was a great celebration from all over the universe. And here we have those who take pictures. These are photographers of Goat vs. Fish. So whenever we see the photographers, we take pictures with the photographers. Because those who take pictures of Goat vs. Fish should be rewarded by Goat vs. Fish. And with that, and with the picture of those who take the pictures of Goat vs. Fish, and of course you can view all of these stories on the Instagram of Goat vs. Fish. And that was indeed Doro Metal Queen. Goat vs. Fish is fairly new to the metal scene, it could be said. We thought metal was just for fences, but now we are learning that it's about goat and fish. Birdbrain RCH, welcome to Twitch. Welcome back to Twitch. But when Doro Metal Queen showed up, they said, Goat vs. Fish, you are in the presence of royalty. You are in the presence of the true Metal Queen. And we thought they were all Metal Queens. But this, apparently, is the true Metal Queen, and they were witnessed by Goat vs. Fish. Are they goat or are they fish? We will have to ask in a future verses. So, Goat and Fish, this has been Hell's Heroes Day 1 recap. There might be a little more Doro Metal Queen for us to explore on the next verses, but this has been Hell's Heroes Day 1 recap with Sanshine and Goat vs. Fish. All hail, Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is now going to set up a marble race. But while we set up that marble race and you're pushing exclamation point play for the final verses, while we're doing that, we're going to give you a little sunshine time as we set up the marble race. Where's all that fire coming from? Why, it's coming from the sun. If you have questions for Sanshine, or just want to make a little conversation, Sanshine has streams of their own on twitch.tv/It's Sanshine. Which you see here on the top of the verses. So whether you be on YouTube or watching on Twitch, you can now make a little conversation with the vessel of musication. It's Sanshine.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Sunshine Time on Goat vs. Fish. This is the most metal I've played in my life. It's fun. It's a little fun. But I do like going back to this and putting myself to sleep. Since I wake up early for these verses, I like to take naps on the guitar in between. In the form of plain, gentle musications. How are you guys doing? I'm getting this guitar built. By the end of the week, my guy flew off to Alabama to do a guitar clinic. So he should be back within the next week. And hopefully by then he'll finish my guitar.
Goat and Fish, the marble race is now open. Type exclamation play to join the marble race. This will count for a verses. You have all of the sunshine time to get in on the race. That's 5 minutes, Goat and Fish. 5 minutes of sunshine time to get in on this marble race. This counts for a verses.
Fish do contain heavy metals. So fish are technically metals. Oxygen is also technically metal. You think about it. At least oxidized metal can be metal also. Hello, Bud Modern. Yeah, even when we're rusty. Even when I'm rusty at metal, I'm still rusty metal. And rusty metal is still metal.
Rusty metal is still metal. That sounds like a verses. A rusty goat is a goat, a rusty fish is a fish. We remind you on Twitch, exclamation play, just type exclamation play in the congregation. We currently have ham mods and Goat vs. Fish. You have 3 minutes to join. This counts for verses. Exclamation play, Goat and Fish. Let's race, let's race.
Hello, Dragon Balls. Hello, Prue Lawrence. I'm going to say hello to all of you who are playing. Hello, Fitzcraft. Look at you all in the marble forms. You guys are really balls when you think about it. Balls of marbles. Just waking up. Me too. Goats have iron oxide in their veins. Maybe it's because they inject it. Or maybe fence sitters are all about injecting oxides into their veins. Happy verses, Prue Lawrence. How is your morning? Or whatever time of day it is in your time zone. Yeah, goats are very... As a fish, I've noticed how goats are very, like, flaky with their times and their consistencies with times. You're sick right now, but otherwise pretty good. Oh, okay, that's too bad. Hopefully get better. Or feeling better. Me, I didn't sleep a lot last night, so I've been swaying back and forth, trying to keep my balance. Once I get back home, I'll eat a bunch of French toast and pass out. And that's my plan for today. But besides that, I've been good. I've been playing Crimson Desert. It's a complete mess of a game, but I'm starting to like it a tiny bit. And Porcopia.
1 minute left! Exclamation play in the congregation of Twitch to join the marble race.
So far, yeah, it is the game of the year. The story's a little bit dull. And I mean, at least until GTA 6 comes out this year, then I think that's where the game of the year thing comes into play. But Crimson Desert's pretty close. Oh, it's very good, but it's also a complete mess. Crimson Desert it's one of those games that gets good 8 hours in. I usually don't have the patience for it, but I made an exception.
Why don't you play us through this glorious race? Here we go.
Oh, okay. Is it started?
Oh, it just began. Here goes Goat vs. Fish. Followed by Dragon Ball 65, Ham Mods, Brew Lawrence, Fitchcraft, Baronin 420, Bird Brain RCH.
GTA 6 is not false versus. Ham Mods.
This is Devil's Chaos. Brew Lawrence and Goat vs. Fish. Bird Brain RCH, Bayonet 420, and Fitchcraft still trying to make it down into the pit. But Bayonet 420 and Bird Brain. Goat vs. Fish leads. Goat vs. Fish is in the lead. Celebration for the mighty versus. Celebration for Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish getting caught up. Did Goat vs. Fish get yeeted? Prue Lawrence got yeeted. Prue Lawrence has been ejected from the mosh. Ham Mods has been ejected from the mosh. Goat vs. Fish has been launched. Goat vs. Fish has been launched so high. Where are the fences? Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is coming down. Goat vs. Fish is coming down. Oh, Goat vs. Fish has been yeeted from the mosh. Goat vs. Fish. And here they come. Bayonet 420 being shot from the Devil's Fence. Here comes Bird Brain RCH. Bayonet 420 finally past the wall. And in to the fire-scorched lands with little pools of lava, where the lava fish swim and the goat eat ash. Bird Brain RCH is close behind Bayonet 420. It's a Goat vs. Fish situation. Bayonet 420 is Fish. Birdbrain RCH is GOAT. Bayoden for 20. Getting shut out, but how fast can they put it down, Bayoden? Bayoden goes down fast, Bayoden goes down fast. Bayoden goes down fast. This could be a win for Fish. Birdbrain RCH is still spinning around in circles, still moshing around, but Bayoden 420 is fighting their way to the stage. As Sanshine is all the rage. Sanshine now headlining. Heroes Hell Festiverses.
I'm headlining?
You're headlining this marbles race. It's not Hell's Heroes, it's the Heroes Hell's Festiverses. You're headlining, and Bayoden 420 is crowd surfing and making their way to the stage. Appreciation rock anthems. GoatVsFish is a mighty ventriloquist. It's called having amazing streaming technology. Bayoden 420 is making their way to the stage, There's just one fence in between. Expertly navigated by Bayoden 420. The fish triumph! The fish do triumph! The fish do triumph! Rock anthem celebration! Birdbrain, oh no! Here comes Fitchcraft the fish for double the verses! Will it be 2 fish or will there be Dragon Balls? 3, 2, 5. Birdbrain RCH, there goes Dragon Balls! Last in, first out! Dragon Balls 3, 2, 5! Fitchcraft, Birdbrain RCH! And that's the verses, the winner's Bayoden 420! This is Sunshine time on Goat versus Fish.
Bye.
Bye! Go follow Sunshine on... It's Sunshine on Twitch.
Follow me.
And you were wondering, oh, what's all that ventriloquism going on? Well, we'll show you. Why, it's Goat versus Fish. It's Goat versus Fish and Celebration. So that's a marble win.
Let you have mods.
That's a marble win. That's a marble win for Fish. So now we count the verses. We have the YouTube poll has Metal Goat with 38%, Fusion Unification with 31%, Metal Fish with 25%. So that's another poll win for Goat. Thank the verses. We thought this versus was going to be Fence, so that's a poll win for Goat. Celebration for Goat. It's a poll win for Goat. That's a marble win for Fish. So what we have here is, as for bits, we have 100 for Goat, 500 for the Fence, none for the Fish. So that means it's a versus that goes to the Fence. Oh no. The Fence gets one versus for having 500 bits, while the Goat only have 100 and the Fish have none. The Fence gets a poll as well. So that's 2 verses for the Fence. As for Goat, they have a poll, Celebration for Goat, and they have 2 Goat subscriptions. So that's a versus for Goat, 2 subscriptions for Goat. Two subscriptions for Goat. Fish have 1 versus for the marble race. That's 1 versus. Goat and Fish. With 401 bits, Goat can steal from Fence. With 501 bits, Fish can steal from Fence. With 2 subscriptions, with 3 subscriptions, Fish can steal the subscription versus from Goat. And we don't want the Fence to have anything to do with that. But this is it, Goat and Fish. At the current verses, goat have... Oh, and we have to count the goat and fish. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s. Goat versus fish. 10s, 11s, 12s, 13 goat and 12 fish. So that's a versus. That's a third versus for goat. Celebration. So it looks like the goat are going to triumph. It looks like the goat are going to triumph. However, we will give you 69 seconds to make any final contributions, donations, tips, subscriptions to Goat vs. Fish. Goat and Fish, you will now have 69 seconds. You will now have 69 seconds. We'll let Sanshine do the musications. 69 seconds for your final verses. The countdown begins now. If Goat win, it will be a 3-win streak for Goat. But Fish, beware, if you steal the verses from Goat, you'd better steal all the verses, because if Fish just steal one of the verses, then they could be handing it to Fence, but then again, maybe the Fish would prefer a fenced verses than a triumph for Goat, so it's really up to you how you want to play it. Big Rig, we will count your Goat. You now have 69 seconds for your final verses, beginning now. $60 seconds. $48 seconds. $34 seconds. $25 seconds. $17 seconds. GoatVsFish. Celebration! That's the verses! That's the verses! A triumph for Goat! A triumph for Goat! Congratulations, Goat. Congratulations, Goat, on your triumph over the Fish. Sanshine, what is your commentation on the outcome of this versus, seeing as you are a Fish?
Finally the Goats won.
Finally, the Goats won. on a win streak of 3. Goat and Fish, this has been another Goat vs. Fish Metal Morning Motivational, and it's a 2 in a row triumph for Goat. Come back on Wednesdays, where the Hell's Heroes coverage will continue on Goat vs. Fish. Celebration for Goat, celebration for Fish, celebration for Lemon Pound Cake, celebration for Sanshine, celebration for Ham Mods, celebration for BBD187 and Birdbrain RCH and Bud Morgan and Lord Saturn and Big Rig, and celebration for Psycho Grandma 6, and celebration for Rock Anthems and Prue Lawrence and Bayard 420, and Karmic and Lycurgic Creek Fish. Celebration for I Can Fix Amber Heard. Celebration for all of you who have joined the congregation of Goat vs. Fish, who have joined the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Celebration to the humble congregation of Goat vs. Fish, the Patreon patrons, the generous donors at patreon.com/Goat vs. Fish. We've got Ben Birdperson, the Quacksinator, Jimmy Wrench, Mama Joe, Brahma Joe, Standard Average, Tuggerugger, Hogram, Eldergrown, Uberkitten, Patistador, eventually Gold, Karmic, Prue Lawrence, Atro, Sourdough, Watt9807, That One Bullet Guy, Napoleon Doom, I Can Fix Amber Heard, and Drew. If you want your name to appear in this hollowed list of fame of those who are paying Patreon patrons of Goat vs. Fish, you could even consider it a little promotion if you wish. Join the humble congregation. You can also join as a free member to get notifications of Goat vs. Fish. Join the humble congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation for all of our humble congregation members on Goat vs. Fish. Celebration. Celebration. Some verses, the fence can seem unstoppable. The fence may try to obstruct your vision or get in your way. But Goat vs. Fish doesn't play. Goat vs. Fish doesn't play. Oh, and by the way, we wish to remind you all that Goat vs. Fish will be playing at the Ding Dong Show. Ding Dong Show on the Netflix Is a Joke Fest. Netflix Is a Joke Fest presents the Ding Dong Show. Oh, wait, it has a lineup? Oh, it's Don Barris. But we promise you that the Netflix Is a Joke Ding Dong Show will include Goat vs. Fish on May the 4th. On May the 4th be with you. There are 18 tickets left. It's a midnight show. But you arrive on Monday night. There's 18 tickets remaining. So Goat vs. Fish puts a link in the congregation if you can make it out to Los Angeles. It's a big show, and it's free admission. Goat vs. Fish on the Netflix Is a Joke Fest. We're finally going to turn fence flicks into a little Goat vs. Fish. That's a celebration. So check out Goat vs. Fish on Netflix Is a Joke, the Ding Dong Show. This has been Morning Motivational 48. We'll see you, Goat vs. Fish and Sanshine, and all of the congregation on Morning Motivational 49 tomorrow on Goat vs. Fish. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Celebration for Goat, celebration for Fish, and don't sit on the fence. All hail the Goat.